The Green Lanterns have arrived with their official teaser, but they don't seem very green right now. Still, I can assure you that we're going to face a very big mystery connected to space, and something in Earth's past is pulling the Green Lanterns, who are basically space police, toward it. I'm really excited about this series. So, friends, today I'm going to break down the official teaser of Lanterns. Keeping spoilers in mind, let's get started. The trailer begins with a highway in Nebraska. Now you might ask how we know it's Nebraska. Well, earlier articles had already revealed that the story of this show is set there. The scene then shifts inside a car where we see Hal Jordan, played by Kyle Chandler, along with Aaron Pierre, who is playing John Stewart. From their conversation, we learn that Hal is close to retirement, and before retiring he wants to choose his successor. But even after training for 2 months, the ring still hasn't accepted John. The Green Lantern ring, also known as the Power Ring, cannot simply be given to anyone. One of the most powerful weapons in the DC universe, it works based on the willpower of its wielder. The ring chooses its nearest worthy person by itself, someone who has no fear and possesses immense willpower. After that, we get a quick look at the Green Lantern ring. There's something interesting here. This ring doesn't look like the one worn by Guy Gardner in Superman. This one has a lot more detailing and golden borders, while Guy Gardner's ring was completely green. On top of that, in this trailer, Hal Jordan says that among all the Green Lanterns, he is the only human and the rest are aliens. But Guy Gardner is human too, right? So does that mean this isn't the same Earth as the Superman one? Right now it's hard to say. James Gunn has described the Green Lanterns in this series as super cops of present-day Earth, but Green Lanterns usually aren't assigned to a present. They protect specific sectors of space like cosmic police. So from Gunn's statement, it seems Hal Jordan's sector has Earth as its base, which is probably why most events are happening on Earth. Still, the question remains then, which sector does Guy Gardner belong to? As the scene continues, after trying everything for 2 months, Hal decides he has to push John into a life or death situation. If John doesn't panic in that moment, the ring might finally choose him. After that, we see Hal sitting outside a small diner, and John arrives there. In this scene, you can clearly see the Green Lantern ring on John's right fist, meaning the ring has finally accepted him. Then we see a shot of the town where Hal and John were heading. 2 things stand out here. First, Hal and John are now in a different car, which means their previous car probably didn't survive falling into the gorge. Second, the town looks strangely deserted. All the shops are closed and some windows even seem sealed. If you're getting a mystery thriller vibe from this trailer, you're not wrong. The show is designed around that theme. Next, we see a town hall meeting where all the townspeople and local police have gathered. It looks like some sort of formal address, possibly announcing a new crime or discussing an ongoing investigation. Hal and John are both present there. Then we see Kelly MacDonald, who plays Sheriff Carey in the show. She is most likely investigating the crimes happening in this town, and she probably won't get along well with the Green Lanterns. From her perspective, these crimes might be the work of a human, but if Green Lanterns have been sent here, the situation clearly isn't that simple. That's why we'll likely see conflicts during the investigation. Next, we see Paul Ben Victor, who plays a character named Anton. Even though Anton looks human, he is actually an extraterrestrial being with very different ideals. His idea of justice is heavily driven by revenge. His only goal is to take revenge on those who destroyed his people. That's why he's here. Now, who could Anton really be? There's a lot of debate in the fandom, but many fans believe he might actually be Atrocitus from the Red Lantern Corps. In DC Comics, before creating the Green Lanterns, the Guardians of the Universe created beings called the Manhunters who performed the same role as the Lanterns, but something corrupted their programming and they turned evil. Their terror grew so much that they caused a massacre in Sector 666 of the universe. Only 5 survivors remained, and one of them was Atrocitus. Since that day, he has had only one goal: to take revenge on the Guardians. That's why he's also an enemy of the Lanterns. In the scene where we see Anton, you can notice broken windows inside the diner behind him, suggesting a fight already took place. The 2 people standing behind him look extremely serious while aiming their weapons, which suggests they're probably facing Hal and John. If Anton really is an extraterrestrial being, he wouldn't fight the Green Lanterns without a personal reason, and that makes the theory of him being Atrocitus quite strong. Later, we see that the investigation continues at night. The tension between Sheriff Carey and Hal keeps increasing. Then we see why the investigation is happening at night. It appears to be a high school football field where a game was taking place. In the lower left side of the screen, you can see rugby players and cheerleaders, but the disturbing part is that during the game, some players suddenly started dying right on the field. You can even see 4 bodies lying on the ground. This suggests that whoever the villain is, they can kill people in a mysterious way. People are literally dying while playing. Then we see a random shot of many bullet shells scattered on the ground, which indicates crime isn't something new in this town, or perhaps it reflects a classic Western theme where gunfights in countryside towns were common. After that, we see a spot on the ground that looks like something from space crashed there or landed there. The reason it seems like it came from space is because the ground isn't just dented, it looks burned and scorched, as if something hit it at extremely high temperature, so it will be interesting to see whether this is debris or someone has actually arrived on Earth. Next, we see a closet that clearly appears to be Hal Jordan's wardrobe. The reason becomes obvious when we notice an old-school lantern suit hanging there. It isn't completely green. It also has yellow. If you increase the brightness in this scene, you'll also notice two covers in front that likely contain other lantern suits in better condition, and those suits appear much greener, so the show might feature more than one lantern suit. Then we see John at the same football field investigation site, but he's looking slightly upward, suggesting he noticed something strange in the sky. After that, we see a neon signboard that looks damaged as if it was attacked from above. Then comes a confrontation scene where John tells Hal that he can handle this kind of job better than him. What could that mean? Maybe Hal once failed badly on a similar mission in the past and lost someone close to him. From this dialogue, it seems very likely that Hal's controversial past will be explored in the series. Next, we see the same football field again, but this time during the day. Bloodstains are visible on the grass as Hal investigates the scene. Through several quick shots, we hear Hal saying that he's not going to step away from this job. Then we see Garrett Dillahunt, who plays William Macon in the series. The way William is looking ahead suggests something terrible has happened to his ranch. Earlier in the trailer, we saw a ranch gate and a destroyed car, so he might be looking at that same damage. In the next shot, we see some people dragging John away. Judging by their appearance, they're probably William Macon's men. In many countryside towns in the US, one person or one family usually dominates because they own most of the land in that area. In this town, that family might be the Macons. After that, we see a high-speed chase sequence and a location that looks like a butcher house. Then comes a very important shot where we see another massive impact in the town. The entire area shakes and nearby buildings and shops get damaged. The trailer is edited so well that you can only keep guessing what the mystery really is. But whatever it is, it seems to be coming from space. In this shot, we also see Hal looking upward again. Then there's a scene that feels like a flashback. We see Hal's early days when he used to be a test pilot and he's jumping with a parachute. After a few more shots, if you pause the trailer at the right moment, you'll notice something interesting. Earlier we saw a destroyed car near an impact crater. This scene appears to take place just before that. You can see a gate with the words "Learn from the past." The same car is parked nearby, and the impact occurs right beside that gate. The gate also has the letter M, which suggests the ranch belongs to the Macon family. The bright light and explosion indicate the impact happened at extremely high temperature, once again hinting at a space connection. After that, we see Hal Jordan taking off in a vehicle with John sitting behind him. It's the same small diner where Hal was waiting for John earlier. While flying, you can also see Hal wearing his ring. Then we finally get the first look at the lantern. This lantern is used to charge the power ring and the user channels and controls its power through their willpower. Then we see several quick random shots. A fight scene happening on a highway. John running while carrying a heavy bag, which likely contains something important. Another scene shows some kind of alien technology being placed on John's head because the machine doesn't look man-made at all. Then we see Hal screaming, which might suggest he has lost someone again. But shortly after that, we see an interrogation scene where Hal has arrested someone. After beating him, Hal points his ring toward him and charges it before firing. Of course, Hal probably won't kill that person, so it might just be an intimidation tactic, or maybe the person he caught isn't even human. As for the mystery of the show, there seem to be two big ones. The first is what exactly happened on Earth in the past that made it so important under such high jurisdiction. One theory is that it might be connected to the anti-life equation. We already saw in Superman that Lex is extremely obsessed with knowledge in this new DCU. Instead of relying on brute force, he believes the brain beats brawn, so it's possible the anti-life equation exists in this universe and Lex might be searching for it. That would also explain why the Guardians of the Universe would want to keep Earth under strict watch. As for the villain of the show, Sinestro is reportedly going to appear, though it's said he might not be fighting directly on the front lines. Still, it's clear that the main threat in this show is deeply connected to Earth. James Gunn has already said that the story of Lanterns will be very important for the overall DCU, so keep in mind this Earth is hiding many secrets. So that was the breakdown of the official Lanterns teaser. I'm really excited to dive deeper into the story of the Power Rings, the Guardians of the Universe, and the Green Lantern Corps. I hope this Space Police story completely blows our minds, but for now, tell me what you think about this teaser. Do you believe the mystery will be something simple, or is DC cooking up something big in the background? Let's discuss it in detail in the comments. If you liked the breakdown, make sure to like it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support your favorite channel even more, consider getting a membership. Thank you guys. This is Alman, and you are super. Peace.